Hello, welcome back to algebra class. Today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. Our objective today is to add and subtract polynomials. In order to add or subtract polynomials, you need to combine like terms. Let's go ahead and look at our first example. So first thing we want to do is rewrite our situation with no exponents, or I'm sorry, parentheses. So it's going to be 3x squared minus 4x plus 8 plus 2x minus 7x squared minus 5. Now we are looking for the highest degree term. So in this case, that's going to be the x squared. So I'm going to go ahead and circle anything that is an x squared, and I need to make sure to circle the symbol that is to the left of it. So in that case, I have that negative 7x squared. So if I have 3x squareds minus 7x squareds, I have negative 4x squareds. Next, I have my x's. So I'm going to go ahead, I have negative 4x. And I have positive 2x. So negative 4x's plus 2x's is negative 2x's. I have positive 8 and negative 5. 8 minus 5 is a positive 3. I have no more like terms that I can combine, so I am actually done with that problem. That's my final answer. Let's look at our next one. So once again, we're going to rewrite it without our exponents. So we say x squared minus 3x plus 4 plus 7x squared minus 5. First, I have my x squared, so I have x squared. I have 7x squareds. So if I have an x squared plus another 7x squareds, I have 8x squareds. I have minus 3x. And I have no other x's, so it's going to be minus 3x. I have plus 4 and a minus 5. 4 minus 5 is negative 1. I have no more like terms, so I'm done with that problem. Our next example, it says to find the perimeter of the rectangle. To find the perimeter of any shape, you add all sides. So in this case, I need to add all my sides together. So the best way to do that is to just combine your like terms. So if I have 6 a's, I have 3 a's here, I have 6 a's there, and I have 3 a's there. If I add all of those up, I have 18 a's. As far as the b's go, I have a positive 5b, a negative 6b, a positive 5b, and a negative 6b. So I have 5b's minus 6b's plus 5b's minus 6b's. That leaves me with negative 2b's if I add all of those together. And that is the perimeter of this shape. So I am all done. That's my final answer right there. We have seen how to add polynomials. Now, the next thing we have to talk about is how to subtract polynomials. So let's go ahead and look at that. In order to subtract polynomials, instead of subtracting them, I recommend that you add the polynomial's additive inverse. To find the additive inverse, just distribute the negative to all terms, or just flip all the signs. And I'll show you exactly what that means here coming up. Notice here, instead of having an addition sign between the two, we have a subtraction sign. That means we need to flip every sign that is to the right of it. So what that's going to look like is 3n squared plus 13n to the third plus 5n. So I have a positive 7n, so it becomes negative 7n. I have a positive 4n to the third, so it's going to become negative 4n to the third. Now I continue exactly like we did on our other problems. Start with my highest agreed term. So I have a 13n cubed minus 4n cubes. So I have 9n cubes. Next up, I have n squared. So I have 3n squared. I have no other n squared, so it's just going to be plus 3n squared. Finally, I have 5n and a minus 7n. So that's going to be negative 2n's. I have no like terms, so I am all done with the problem. Let's try our next one. Notice, once again, we have a minus sign right there, so we need to distribute that negative throughout. So I rewrite this as 4x to the third minus 3x squared plus 6x minus 4. So I have a negative 2x to the third, so it becomes positive 2x to the third. I have a positive x squared, so it becomes negative x squared. I have a minus 2, so it becomes a plus 2. Okay, now I just need to distribute or combine all my like terms. So I have x cubed is my highest agreed term, so I have 4x cubes, and I have 2x cubes. That's going to be 6x cubes. I have a negative 3x squared. I have a negative x squared. So if I have negative 3x squareds and I take one more x squared away, I now have negative 4x squareds. I have 6 x's. I have no other x's, so it's just going to be plus 6x. And I have a negative 4 and a positive 2, so that's going to be negative 2. I have no other like terms, so I am all done with that problem. Let's go ahead and look at our last example here. It says the measure of two sides of a triangle are given. If the perimeter is P, find the measure of the third side. So basically, we want to try and figure out how long this third side has to be. We know the other two sides, but we need to figure out the third side. And remember, to find perimeter, we add all our sides together, which would give us our perimeter, which is right there. So I know that this side plus this side plus this side has to equal my perimeter. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So for my first one, I have 2x's, I have 2x's, I have 6x's. So I have 8x's, but I need to have 32x's. So 8x's plus what would have to be 32? And I can tell myself that that has to be 24x's to give me 32. Then I have negative 9y and 3y, which is 6y, or I'm sorry, negative 6y. And I need to have positive 3y. So if I have negative 6y's, but I need to have positive 3, I have to add 9y's to that in order to get that. So this side right here can be represented with that situation. At this point, you're all set to go. Good luck on your homework.